Hey, welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm feeling good today, so I'm gonna just have a little bit of fun and list my top 5 episodes of RWBY so far. Let me know down in the comments what yours are, and I'm just gonna jump into it. So, number 5 I have as being The Lost Fable, and I like this for two reasons. Two big blue reasons. But, the lore drops were good too. Finding out what happened to the moon, learning about Salem and Ozma's first lives and how they got to where they are, magic, and the gods that lived among them. And I really liked how they leaned into the fairy tale theme with the direction and animation choices to make it feel like, well, a fairy tale. Different backgrounds would just pop up and disappear like they were set pieces in a play. However, the most important thing we learned is that Ozma clapped them grim cheeks. He said, "I don't care. I'm still gonna beat it up." And I can't even blame him. She's looking nice. I mean, the hearts of men wasn't the only thing she was swaying, if you know what I mean. Like, hey, if you really want to know how to stop Salem, send in MILF Hunter Tai Yang. He'll set things straight like that. Easy. But hey, for real though, to me, Volume 6 was perfect from the start until they reached August. And this episode gave us answers to questions that we've had since, like, the White trailer dropped. And while it is interesting from a lore standpoint, that's all it really has going for it, so that's why I pretty much put it here. So, for number 4, I have to go with a classic of the earlier volumes, Players and Pieces. I don't think this one is really a surprise to anybody because a lot of people say this is the one episode that got them hooked on the show in the first place. And for good reason too, it does a lot of things right and to me has one of the funniest scenes in the entire show.
Great, the gang's all here. Now we could die together.
We get a good look at the roles each character plays. Yang is the hot-headed protective sister, Noah is the energetic and silly one, and Rin just gets tossed around like he always does. Some things never change. Plus, we get a good look at how our teams work together to take down bigger enemies. Jean does it in a more tactful, swift manner, and RWBY does it like she's a straight-up anime protagonist just running up a wall. But hey, she got results and look cool doing it, so might as well get a pass. Then those small details like how each of the girls recover in their own way, emphasizing their own personal skill set. Blake living her ninja life, Yang just brute forcing her way up, Weiss doing it in an elegant and ballerina-like way, and RWBY using her sniper's recoil. It really just hammers home who these characters are, and it's an easy choice, like, without question. Alright, so number 3 on my list is going to be Amity, and again, this is another easy pick for me for a top 5. I'm pretty sure I've talked about my love for Penny in volumes 7 and 8, and how she's coming to her own instead of just being there for quirky jokes. The emotions run deep this episode between Penny and Pietro and how she actively tries to help because she has the power to. Like, she literally becomes Atlas by having the weight of the world on her shoulders. Plus, I really like the maiden fight between her and Cinder. Compared to other shows, maidens aren't that OP, but I say they're still on another level for RWBY as a whole. And I just really like seeing Cinder using her bow again, along with Maria just schooling Neo and proving that she's the best huntress of any generation. And that's without even talking about the message where we finally bringing this fight to the public and revealing Salem to all of Remnant. RWBY playing the role of that small soul in an attempt to unite the world against one cause. On top of seeing a lot of characters we've left behind, like, I ain't gonna lie, I got chills the first time I saw that. But then it ends on this bittersweet note with Penny getting hacked. This alone makes me excited for everything to come in future volumes. Oh my god, this episode was just so good and it deserves any praise it gets. And it on this spot, deservingly on this list. Alright, so for number 2, it was a bit difficult to pick which episode of the Fall of Beacon I wanted to choose. PvP and the Battle of Beacon are great, but honestly, I think Heroes and Monsters edges both of them out a little bit because apparently I'm a sadist, and this is the episode where most people get hurt. It has the most scenes that'll just have you sitting there going, damn, 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 damn. That helplessness and dread you feel as everything is just going wrong is unmatched. You know, probably because RWBY has done anything like that up until that point. And that's a feeling you just never forget, and it sets a tone for the entire series moving forward. But then it's also got times where you see everyone just working together to defend Beacon, and that sick payoff with Velvet finally using her weapons and just wrecking everything, and I May Fall just playing in the background, and it's so fitting, and it just does it so well. And it was also a send-off for the boy Roman Torchwick, who a lot of people still consider to be one of the best villains in the show, and honestly, they're not wrong. He's still up there. You know, he filled that classic criminal role very well, but with the direction this series was headed, I can see why he needed to get out of the way for the ones we have now. And for my number one favorite RWBY episode, I have to give it to Gravity. If you've seen any other video on this channel, you know I'm a simp for Ironwood, so it's obvious that this has to be my number one pick. I mean, RWBY as a show is known for its crazy weapons and fights, but there's something just so hype about watching people with straight up guns just trying to beat the mess out of each other. And who would have guessed that Watts was that good of a fighter? Plus, they do it to a banger soundtrack, and we stand Caleb Hyles over here, so that was just on another level. Then, to see Ironwood power through Watts' trap by sheer will alone? Like, that man is my general, and I would follow him into the sun if that would keep us alive. But just when you thought the hype was finished, nah, we got a 3v1 to get to. And hey, I love Tyrion, but watching him get stomped by 3 pro huntsmen just made it all the better. Especially this slick move that Cord just pulls out like it's nothing. I mean, come on, man. I knew he was saucy, but dang. Then we get all of the tension in Ironwood's office, where Salem hits RWBY with the biggest Yo Mama joke of all time, and it wraps up with Ironwood's choice to abandon Mantle. Like, he fully understands what he's doing, but he just doesn't crumble from their pushback and walks out like a G. Like, his only response is, I know. How can you be mad at that? So, hey, to me, this episode is just flawless from start to finish. And it pretty much pushes everything that happens from this point until the end of Volume 8, and I just love it so much. So again, let me know what your top 5 are down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.